Hello, this is Jo from Maths Tutor Me. Today we're going to do percentages and ratios, and we're going to start with an introduction to percentages today. So for starters, percent means out of 100. So anytime you see a number written as a percentage, that just means that it's a mark out of 100. So for each of the following, write the percentage that is shaded. So let's have a look. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rows, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 down that direction as well. That means that there is 100 little squares in this diagram here. So that means that each one of these is 1%. So if we count up the number of shaded squares there, that will tell us the percent that is shaded. So we have 10, 20, 30 for the 3 complete rows, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there is 36% that has been shaded. Then for part 2, it asks to find the percentage that is not shaded. So that's the rest of these white ones over here. So let's first of all count the complete rows that we have: 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. And as you can see, both of those numbers, if you add them together, that would make 100, because that would be the complete diagram there altogether would make 100%. Let's do this again for B. So part 1, let's find the percentage that has been shaded. Well, we have complete rows going in the horizontal direction this time. So let's count 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then let's count these: 61, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 70, 71, 72. So 72% has been shaded this time, which means if I count the ones that are not shaded, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 1, 2, 3, 4. 7 times 4 makes 28% that has not been shaded. Okay, for question 2, we want to write each percentage as a simplified fraction. So for starters, I'm going to do this without using my calculator. So for 40%, remember a percentage always means out of 100. So we can simply write that as 40 out of can mean over 100. 40 out of 100. Then we just want to simplify that, or make those numbers as small as possible. So if we can divide both the top and the bottom by the same number without going into fractions or decimals, then that will simplify that for us. So for example, I can divide each of these numbers by 10. If I divide by 10, that's going to cancel a 0 off the top and the bottom, leaving me with 4 and 10. And then both of those numbers can be divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, now to do that with the calculator, all you have to do is type in this first fraction. So if you type 40 over 100, if you press the equal sign, it will simplify it for you, like that. Okay, let's do B. Again, let's do this without the calculator first. So 72% means 72 out of 100, and then we want to simplify that. Now it's easy to just divide by 2s or 3s or 5s. Small numbers is often the easiest ones to find. So I could divide this by 2 on the top and bottom. 72 divided by 2 makes 36, and 100 divided by 2 makes 50. So I get 36 out of 50. Now I can actually divide both of those by 2 again. 36 divided by 2 is 18, and 50 divided by 2 is 25. And nothing else in there can be simplified. All right, let's double check with the calculator. Type in the fraction 72 over 100 equals 18 over 25. Okay, decimals and fractions are going to make this a little bit more complicated, but we start by doing the same thing. So if I have 15.5%, that means I want to write that as 15.5 over or out of 100. Now, to simplify a fraction that has a decimal in it, we multiply by 10 on the top and the bottom. We're actually making the number bigger to get rid of the decimal place. So if I multiply by 10, that would give me 155 over, I have to do the same thing to the bottom, multiply that by 10, would give me an extra 0 there, is 1,000. Okay, now that the decimal point, I have no more decimal places in there, now I want to see if I can make that smaller. Now, because this ends with a 5 and this ends with a 0, I'm going to be able to divide by 5 here. Now, to divide the top number by 5, let's just think about the 100 here. 100 divided by 5 goes 20 times. 55 divided by 5 is 11. So if I have 20 and 11, that makes 31. 155 divided by 5 is 31. Then on the bottom, to divide 1,000 by 5, let's just consider the 10 here at the front. 10 divided by 5 goes 2 times, and then these 2 zeros can sit afterwards. So it will be 31 over 200. 31 is a prime number, so that is not going to simplify any further. Let's type it in now to see if we got it right. So I go 15.5 on the top over 100 equals, there it is, 31 over 200. Okay, a percentage that involves a fraction, 24.25%. Now, probably the easiest way to do this is to turn this into an improper fraction. To do that, you multiply 4 times 24, 4 times 20, that's 80, and 4 times 4 is 16. So it's 80 plus 16, which is 96. Okay, that's just multiplying those. And then you have to add on the top number, which is a 1. That will make 97 over 4. Okay, so that's just rewriting that percentage as an improper fraction. Now, because it's a percentage, I want to turn it into a fraction, I have to divide that by 100 still. Now, instead of putting over 100 down here, we don't like to have a fraction and then another fraction line. I'm going to put divide by, because remember divide is the same thing as over 100. I'm going to write divide by 100 at the side here. Now, a divide, as you know from working with fractions, can be changed into a times if you turn the fraction upside down. Now, this actually isn't a fraction at the moment, but we can make it a fraction by putting it over 1, which means I make it a times, and that becomes 1 over 100. So all I have to do is multiply the tops together. 97 times 1 is 97, and 4 times 100 is 400, and that can't be simplified any further. So that is the answer. 24.25% is 97 over 400. Let's type it in. Now we have to type in the mixed numeral. It would be 24 and 1/4. A percent, so I will do a divide by 100 like I did here. Gives me 97 over 400. There it is. Okay, time for you to try some of these questions. So here is a few questions like the ones I've just shown you. I'd like you to pause the video, try these few questions, and then restart to see if you get the same answers as me. Okay, so for question 1, we're using this diagram to find the percentage of the shaded area. So again, this is a 10 by 10 grid here. So we can count by 10s, 10, 20, 30, 40 are these rows, and then 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, and 46. So we should get 46% for the shaded area. And then if you count up all the white ones, you should get 54%, which of course would be what is left to make 100 from the 46 there. Okay, so that's the answers to question 1. Question 2, write each percentage as a simplified fraction. Try to do this without the calculator first. So 12% is the same as 12 over 100. Then we want to simplify the fraction. Well, we can divide both of those by 2, which would give me a 6 out of 50. And I can divide by 2 again, which would give me a 3 out of 25. Okay, that's the answer. You could have just divided by 4 here from the start, but it's okay to do a few steps if you need to. So, just double checking, if we type in 12 over 100, we get 3 out of 25. Okay, for B, 16.8%, that means 16.8 is out of 100. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is get rid of the decimal point here. So we're going to times the top and the bottom by 10, giving us 168 on the top and 1,000 on the bottom. Okay, they're quite big numbers, so let's just see if we can halve those. Half of 100 is 50, half of 60 is 30,